With Wagner of the most amazing Starbuck band, and he is the marimba player. And I wanted to ask you, how did that happen? Did you write that before you went in and played that song?
No, it was a spontaneous improvisation. It was a brand new song. We really had never played it. We had some songs that we've been practicing and doing out at we had a farm and a recording studio there. Cool. We went into the real studio to do, to record those songs. And Bruce Blackman had just written Moonlight Feels Right, and we didn't even know it. We didn't know the song at all. We never heard it. And so we laid down a rhythm track, and then just a scratch vocal, just to have something to build from. And we felt that would be a good song for a marimba solo because we wanted to feature marimba and vibes a lot in the Starbuck sound.
Right.
And so I said, okay, well, I learned the changes, and said, okay, let me just jam on this and see if I can get a thought or a feel or something to do. And so they ran it one time. I played it, and when I got done, usually I got to play these things 2 or 3 times to get kind of a feel. But I said, I feel pretty good about this. Let's record some. And they said, no, you're done. I said, well, we got to record. I was just warming up. And they said, no, you're done. We recorded that. Come in and listen. We went in, we listened, and they said,
one
that's
take,
it.
Wonderbow.
And they said, you're never going to top that. We're done. And that was the history. So it was just one of those magic moments where it was just free flowed, and it was the thought that came at that moment. I had no preconceived thought of any note or run that I was going to do.
You just got your chord structure and went for it.
And I just played it, and it was a magical moment. I was really blessed, and it's been a classic ever since.
And you know what? I heard a lot of marimba players were very happy with you because you put marimba back into rock and roll.
Well, especially at that time, because it really had just been an acoustical, that vibes everything as a background filler instrument.
Not a featured solo instrument.
Not in rock and roll, And I got it amplified. I was one of the first guys to have amplification. And so I could compete against guitars and screaming organs and
I was going to say, it's not that big loud of an instrument when you play.
And that's why I was working with Bruce and those particular players, because they accepted the idea. Most people just wouldn't accept the idea of that instrument,
Wow.
and the feature. And that's why I joined up with them, because they believed my dream. And once I did it, all the Mallet players, they just
came out of the woodwork.
Came out of the woodwork. And first of all, they gave me great praise, which is always nice from your peers. And they said, man, you have given us so much work. And everybody wants us now. Everybody wants it. We're working like crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Did I? Well, keep going. Keep on asking.
There was a thing, because I was a studio musician in L.A. Then I left, and I was gone. And nobody knew out in L.A. when we came back to do a midnight special. And my teacher was one of the top studio guys out there, greatest player there, Emil Richards. And I needed to rent some equipment so we could do midnight special, because our equipment was somewhere else.
Right.
And he would have amplified stuff too. And so I called him up and he said, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm in this band Starbuck. He said, is that you?
Oh my gosh, what a compliment.
And I said, yeah. He said, you done good, kid. Now this is my teacher. He never praises anybody.
Wow.
And for him, that's the best compliment and most cherished compliment I have.
You could have, right? Absolutely.
And he said, man, everybody's trying to figure out who in the hell played that song. Because nobody from LA, and there's only going to be LA players, But I was a transposed LA player. And they all thought it was me, which again is a huge compliment, because he's the best there is. And he's my teacher, so we can't get any better than him. And he said, hey, everybody, they'll want to all see you and talk about what you're doing. So I got together with all the mallet player marimbas. We call ourselves mallet players.
Right.
And we had a party. And that's when they told me, man, we are working our butts off. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Just
now,
think
how
of
are
the
you
karma
doing your
behind
rig
that.
and all this?
Yeah.
And as a gift, they had transposed my solo and gave it to me. And they said, we've all learned your solo, man.
What key is it in?
Huh?
What key do you play in that solo?
That's an E minor.
E minor. Okay, that's one I can kind of work with.
And so it was just it's great having fans, but when you have your own peers acknowledge and accept, that's the best.
I can only wish for that, right?
It's just the best.
Now I heard a sad thing. Was this your last gig?
That's
Starbuck?
That's a big toss-up. I think they were just marketing ploy.
Well, let me tell you, that would make us all very sad.
We feel like maybe we don't know if we can pull it together again or not. And some of us are getting older. There's some health issues. And,
Not you though.
And so anyway, but when we were here, we were saying, hell, we could still do this. We're still all playing good. So we may even, get together and do a new album or something.
Nice. Oh, that would be
We're
great.
kicking a lot of ideas around.
Cool.
There may never be anything, and a lot of it is me.
At least it's creative.
Because I'm the holdup and have been for years. Because I'm in LA with the whole big business.
Yeah,
They
you
all
have
here.
you have your own vitamin company. You're a doctor, holistic doctor, naturopathic doctor.
And, I had leases and commitments, and I couldn't get away.
Right.
Just for these couple days.
Quick gigs, yeah.
So they've been wanting us to tour and do things like all these other bands are doing for years. And but when you go out with Starbuck without me doing my part, it's not.
It's
really
not there,
Starbuck,
yeah. Well, I wanted to thank you, Wagner, for letting me talk to you because this is
Oh, yeah.
such a powerful.
My
People have been
pleasure.
asking me this all night,
Yep.
and it's Robin Krasny, and I want to say good night, Wagner. Go to Dr.BoWagner.com.
Yep, for my vitamins.
For your vitamins and health foods and
Yep,
stuff.
all that.
It was so nice to me.
Thank you,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
your
Appreciate
work.
it. My
And
pleasure.
for making mallet players get work like regular.
All right, thank you.
So there you go. Wagner, what a nice guy. Talent, like amazing. He's a tap dancer too.